As we did with the moon 50 years ago, humans have once again focused on it as a goal for space missions in the near future. Now called Project Artemis, the twin sister of Apollo, whose name headed our previous lunar missions, the goal today is to establish a permanent presence on the moon rather than just an occasional short visit. Such an ambitious undertaking will require advanced technology and a new approach to the exploration of deep space. This begins with the Orion spacecraft, designed to carry 4 astronauts on deep space missions for long durations. It's comprised of 3 main parts: the launch abort system, which would pull the spacecraft away from a rocket if a problem arose during launch; the crew module, where astronauts will reside and work; and a service module, which provides life support. It also provides power and a propulsion system. Each of these components is crucial for the survival of the astronauts. But to get into deep space, Orion must have a powerful rocket to lift it and cargo off the Earth. Orion will ride atop the Space Launch System, a rocket capable of carrying more than 26 metric tons into space, and perhaps even later up to 45 metric tons. The SLS produces 8.4 million pounds of thrust at liftoff. That's over 18% more than the Saturn V produced during Apollo. And it stands a whopping 321 feet tall. Yet, there is another component of our plans for lunar exploration, and that is the Deep Space Gateway, which will be placed in orbit around the moon. This space outpost will provide a place for the Orion to dock and serve as a base of operations on the moon's surface. It will also provide a laboratory for experiments on lunar samples, refueling and staging of lunar operations, accustom astronauts to living in deep space, and provide an environment like that the astronauts would encounter on a future mission to Mars. Astronauts will inhabit the gateway once a year for up to 3 months at a time, within a living space about the size of a small apartment on Earth. For lunar surface exploration, astronauts will ride a reusable commercial lunar landing system, capable of carrying tons of cargo down to the surface. But the goal is a permanent lunar base. To do this, resources must be located on the moon to sustain such a facility. With this in mind, the gateway will be placed in such an orbit around the moon to allow easy access to the lunar poles, because it is here, deep in craters in permanent shadow, where water ice has been discovered. The water ice can provide oxygen, rocket fuel, and even air to sustain a lunar colony. Space exploration has become a priority once again, and the future looks bright as we come ever closer to the biggest goal of all: the exploration and colonization of Mars.